I'm George Washington, and it's time for another Seder View. And now we turn to our distance learning correspondent, McKay.
Hello, Crusaders. I'm Akay Chula, back at it with another interview with the staff of St. Michael's. This week we have Miss Stewart, the English teacher. Hi, Miss Stewart.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you doing in quarantine?
Pretty good. Keeping busy. It helps, having all you guys around and keeping tabs on you and keeping up with schoolwork and stuff.
So, what new technology have you been using in your classrooms lately?
Well, I've been using Google Classroom quite a bit and have come actually to really love grading on it. So I think that might stay. That, you can have immediate feedback and then you return it and they can resubmit and it timestamps it. I actually really enjoy it. And then probably not so popular with the students is the Class Marker, which is the online quiz format. It's a lot of behind the scenes work, but then once it kind of gets rolling, it's really useful, very handy. And then I actually enjoy narrating the PowerPoints. It's kind of a weird thing, but yeah, being able to sort of walk through and then post PowerPoints so that students can kind of go back and listen. I've actually been enjoying some of those.
That's a great tool you've used. Yeah. I've definitely been using those to go back to my notes and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So another question we have from some of the students, I actually asked some of my friends if they want to contribute any questions, was what have you learned through this new experience in quarantine?
Well, as far as school goes, that I have been underutilizing technology in ways that I think would have been really useful for me and really useful for the students, like the PowerPoints I was telling you about, that would have been probably nice to have. And having some of the time to do it has been really nice as well, because, during the school year, everybody so busy in and out of school and all kinds of stuff. And so I think for me, exploring those, learning those opportunities, and then also, oddly, for me, being able to have students individually respond to things. Sometimes in the classroom, the quieter students, they don't always respond, so I don't always get to hear what they're thinking. But when I post something on Google Classroom that everybody has to respond to, I've actually gotten to know those students a lot better and sort of see their perspective and understand where they're coming from. And that has been pretty powerful. I've really enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity to get to know your students better. That's so cool. I hadn't thought about that. Do you think you'll be using Google Classroom questions next year in classes?
Yes. For that reason, though, because, and you know how it is when you're in a classroom, and especially in my classroom, sometimes I would tend to talk quickly and we're going through ideas and they're kind of catching on and the discussion's happening. And sometimes students who are a little bit more reserved, who are a little bit more thoughtful, but maybe not as inclined to say something, I think providing that opportunity for them to say something and for me to respond through Google Classroom, or you can do it on SMCA discussion board too, but just having and providing that opportunity I think is really important, and I definitely will be carrying that over into next year.
That's great. That'll be so good for the incoming freshmen next year to have that opportunity to all answer those questions.
Yeah, I think so. And it'll be easier for me to get them to know them sooner rather than later.
And then getting a little bit away from the school side of things, what has been keeping you busy besides classes?
Well, I have a 10-year-old son. I think most of you have either seen a picture or maybe met him in person. And so keeping up with him, making sure he stays active. We have two dogs, Summer and Rain, so Summer Rain. And we are constantly going on hikes and bike rides and doing as much as we can outdoors just to keep active and keep everybody, and their spirits a little bit lifted. And then, of course, there's always work around the house, right? Painting or fixing or doing something like that. So we've stayed pretty busy.
That's great. How has it been, your son and his schooling? Have you been kind of being a teacher to him as well?
Well, yes, but So his school has been doing a great job of, he's been using Google Classroom all year, so it was kind of like not a big deal for him. And but he probably doesn't like me as a teacher. He wants to do things his own way. And so I just kind of got to let it go. And he's great with his teachers and getting his work in. So I just got to let them handle it. But yeah, he usually doesn't want my advice.
Wow.
Gotta deal with that.
Thank you so much for coming to this interview and giving us a little insight on your side of quarantine.
Of course, I was happy to do it. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, that's it for the interview today, Satyrs.
What are you supposed to do when your home and school are at the same place and you can't leave either? Well, we checked up on some of the students to see what they're up to.
What's going on, everybody? It's Jackson Yale, and I'm here to tell you all about a day in the life for me. So, a day in the life for me includes not too many things, actually. I wake up, I get dressed, see what Zooms I have to do for the day and all the assignments I need to do. Usually when I get a break, I'll throw on some Netflix, play some video games to kill the time. And, I hang out with my parents when I get the chance, and then I'm gonna hang out with my brothers when they come to the house. So, that's about it.
With a whole lot of time on our hands, we've been watching a lot of movies. So let's check out some reviews of what we've been watching.
Hi, I'm Lily, and I watched the Parks and Recreation special on Hulu. This was a single show to raise money to help with the coronavirus aid. I liked how the characters were able to relate the coronavirus to their own lives, and the show was set as a sort of Zoom call between everyone. They talked about how their lives had been changed since the coronavirus and showed their appreciation for nurses and teachers, and they also reminded people to wash their hands. I think they did a great job of getting their message across clearly while still being funny and entertaining. If you've already watched Parks and Rec, I think this is a great episode to watch.
Hey, I'm Alex Garcia, and for the quarantine, I recommend the movie Megamind on Blu-ray and DVD.
Hi Crusaders, I watched Trolls with my family. It was really good. I liked it a lot. I'd recommend that everybody watches the new Trolls movie. You can stream it on Apple TV, I think, I don't know, but yeah, watch it, it's good.
Hey, this is Heath with State Review News, and if you're bored during quarantine and want to watch something good, I recommend watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's on Netflix with a subscription, and it's also on iTunes, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and Google Play. It's really funny and definitely worth watching.
So I'm here with a long-anticipated Frozen 2 review on Disney+. I went in with high hopes. Frozen 1 was an all-time great. I went in, it was flat out disappointing. Olaf was funny as ever. Anna and Elsa were kind of annoying. There's no memorable plot. It was not worth my time, I'm gonna be honest. It was so disappointing.
I'm Reagan, and the other night I watched the movie Knives Out. So, it's a mystery directed by Rian Johnson. It stars Ana de Armas, Chris Evans, and Daniel Craig. The rest of the cast is also wonderful, I just didn't want to say all their names. So, the movie is about a crime fiction writer who dies of mysterious circumstances, and his whole family is under suspicion. And a private investigator kind of guy is hired to find out the truth. The movie, I thought it was really funny, lots of sarcasm. And if you like mystery movies, kind of like Murder on the Orient Express and Clue, this is a great movie for you. And even if you don't like mysteries, I still thought this was a great movie. So yeah.
What's up guys, it's Jack with State Review. The movie I suggest watching is The Matrix. It's a little long at 2.5 hours, but I really enjoyed it. It's pretty interesting, like what is reality and what's not reality. I thought that was pretty cool. And also it's a young Keanu Reeves, so if you like Keanu Reeves, then you should like The Matrix.
Hey Crusaders, it's Conley, and I highly recommend that you watch the movie Just Mercy. It is a true story set in Alabama in the 1980s, starring Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx. Michael B. Jordan plays a Harvard lawyer who recently moved to Alabama to help free wrongly accused inmates put on death row. Jamie Foxx plays an inmate who was wrongly accused of murdering an 18-year-old white woman, and he now faces the death penalty. Throughout the film, we also hear and see the stories of other African-American inmates who were wrongly accused because of the prejudice held against them. This movie is a really great watch because you learn a lot of valuable life lessons. But the theme that stood out to me most is that everyone deserves justice.
Well, that wraps it up for this week. Go Crusaders!